What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Today is Sunday, Father's Day 2024. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Today we are going to be fixing an issue on the Sonoma. Ever since I bought it, the fuel gauge has always been stuck on a little bit over half a tank, or about half a tank. And I tried messing around with it and I can't figure it out. So what I'm thinking about doing is replacing it with an aftermarket fuel gauge, so we could at least get an idea of how much fuel we have in our tank. What I'm going to be using is an EQS part number 7362, and I believe it's a 0 empty 90 full ohms, and I'm going to be mounting it somewhere in the dash. I don't want to cut or drill any holes in the dash or anything in anywhere, so I'm going to find out, see where I could find a couple of factory screws on somewhere here in the bottom of the dash that I could utilize without having to drill anything. Let me start getting set up and we'll go from there. Here's the gauge I'm going to be using. There's your part number there. It's just a black one. I believe it is. It has a light, and it's fairly simple to hook up. You just you have a pin for your sending wire that comes from your fuel pump sending unit, and then you have to have a key on power, 12-volt source, and your ground. And I believe it's a chassis ground that you need to do. And I'm going to be using this bracket here that I had bought for the fuel gauge for the 71 GMC, but I ended up mounting that one in the dashboard on the panel, so I never used this, so I just had it laying around, and I figured, well, today might be the day. And I was been looking, and I have two options so far. I have here under the shifting column, there's two Phillips head screws there that it seems like it might work, you know. And then I have on the opposite side, I have, let me see, right there, there's two holes that seems like it's gonna work. I'm gonna see which one. I kind of want it closer to the light switch because I want to see if I could tap in to the light switch, so when I turn on the lights, the light and the gauge will work. So let me start getting ready, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, so this is where I'm at. I really don't feel like taking apart the whole dash and trying to find I couldn't find the correct one, you know. The correct color wire that goes for the fuel gauge from the fuel sending unit. Common sense will tell me it's the same one, but there's a lot of purples and stuff. And I believe the one is like purple lavender, something that color. But for me, it's just gonna be easier just to tap into the wire from the back and just run one inside to the cab and start hooking up the gauge from there. So it might be an easier way, but this is the way that I could get away with. So there's they ran wires through the firewall through there before, through a grommet that's there, but I need to get the wire up. So I got this little piece of bamboo stick. You can see it right there. I'm gonna tie up the wire and pull it there so I can start feeding it inside of the cab, and then I'll run it, you know, maybe next to the wire harness, zip tie it and back on to the back to there, which is that purple lavender color. The gray one is for the I believe it's power to the pump, and the purple one is the one that goes to the sending unit. And if I find room and I could tap into the same colored one more closer, then I'll run this wire, but if not, I'll just run it all the way to the back. Okay, I got a piece of, a roll of rebar tie, and I'm using, I don't know if you can hardly see it, but it's let me get some light. Okay, let's see if you can see it a little bit better. Okay, you can kind of see the top grommet, not where it's going. You see the light a little bit. I fed it up through there, and now, sorry for I'm using my phone to record this. Came up here, and you could, let's see if you can get a better. You can see some light kind of poking out through there. You see where it's kind of right there. So from here, just tape it and pull it in. Got it. Now just run it through the bottom of the frame. Yes, excuse the dirt on my truck. It is my work truck, so you know we keep them dirty, but we keep them running. All right. This is where you tap into the purple wire. This goes to the S pin on your fuel gauge. And that's it, all wired up. I know it's white, but it's my ground wire. And that's the ground wire for the light bulb. This white wire goes into I tapped in with more green wire, but it goes into the brown wire on the bottom headlight switch, which this one powers your dimmer. So it automatically, once you hit it, you can see no light. Bam, you got light. From there, well, obviously this is the ground wire, the power wire. I just tapped into the fuse block under the dash. Yeah, I know I use green wire and stuff like that, but that's all I had. But I'm gonna mark them so I know which one's which and what goes where. Other than that, you can see Trade E. You can hear the key turning on. I got a little bit over a quarter of a tank. I'm gonna shut off the key, and you can see empty. So if you want to make it easier on yourself, just go ahead and tap into the purple wire coming out of your sending unit, run it all the way into the cab, figure out where you're gonna mount your fuel gauge, and that one goes into the S pin. Your positive goes to your 12-volt key on power. I got it from an accessory pin in the fuse block. Your ground, and then the positive for the light bulb for the light, I got it from the brown wire on my headlight switch. And it's the bottom ones. So if you have any questions, let me know. All right. So you can see that the lights on the gauges work. Can we give me some food real quick? And no light switch on. Bam. Okay, it's been a couple of days since I've installed the gauge, so I came to pump gas, and you see we're a little bit over a quarter of a tank. Let's see where it ends up. Okay, so I just pumped $60, gave me 12 2.55 gallons. That's what it says on the pump.